This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Stephanie Roberts with meteorologist John Scalzi. Don Brennan sleeping in this morning, well-deserved after a very late night covering the national championship game, and Jacqueline Matter is not feeling well, so I'm happy to be here with you, John.
It's good to have you here. It takes us back to old times.
Absolutely. What a thrill for Tampa, and I think even our area, to have a game of the caliber of the national championship here.
It's perfect.
Have the national media talk about how well run it was, how nice of an area we are to visit.
Yes.
And then have a thrilling game.
How perfect that game was, too. I mean, it was a picture perfect, right from moment to moment, back and forth. And if you went to bed before the end of it, I'm so sorry.
And I did, so I'm looking forward to seeing the highlights along with you. But as you say, it was picture perfect.
Yes.
Obviously, neither of us are Alabama fans, because they're probably not so cheerful this morning.
No, but still, they played a
game.
great game. They played an awesome game, you know, and it could have gone either way. It could have gone either way. So
To the last second.
To the last second. So it was fantastic. And the city of Tampa did a fantastic job in putting it on, and all the fans were amazing. So, you know, it was all around. There were no negatives.
Good experience.
No negatives. Nice weather as well. There's another positive, and the weather today will be even better with a little bit warmer temperatures in the afternoon, a little bit milder humidity as well, making it feel more comfortable for a lot of folks who still might have the heater on. We're looking at a lot of sunshine coming your way this afternoon, as is visible there on our satellite imagery. You can see temperatures running around 10 degrees warmer than they were yesterday, plus the wind speeds are down, so you don't have that wind chill factor today. Daytime high tops out around 72 perfect degrees. It is going to be outstanding for the week to come as well. We'll detail it for you in just a few.
Okay, looking forward to it. Thank you, John. So you don't need a heavy coat this morning, and it looks like you have time for an extra cup of coffee. We still have some pretty quiet conditions on the roadways. No major problems going through Bradenton, 301 and 401 looking just fine. Some building volume there eastbound on State Road 70. I-75 looks great even through the University construction zone. We're not seeing any shutdowns or slowdowns at this hour. Starting to see building volume eastbound on Fruitville and Bee Ridge Road. Also a little bit of a backup there at Clark Road getting on to I-75, but I-75 itself accident and delay free all the way into South County. It is 6:03, and topping our news this morning, a manhunt continues in Orlando as police search for the suspect accused of shooting and killing a police sergeant. Reed Binion has the latest.
I want to take just a minute to address the loss of 2 police officers this morning.
U.S. Attorney General Loretta Lynch offering condolences Monday after the death of 2 officers in Florida, officers whose colleagues remember them with respect and affection.
Deborah Clayton is a hero, and she gave her life protecting the community that she loves. She will be deeply missed.
Orlando Police Master Sergeant Deborah Clayton, a mother and 17-year department veteran, gunned down, officials say, as she tried to apprehend a murder suspect wanted for killing a pregnant woman. Authorities identifying the accused shooter as Markeith Lloyd. Lloyd fled after the shooting, later firing shots at a pursuing officer and carjacking a different vehicle before running into an apartment complex. Later, during the ensuing manhunt, another officer was killed. Orange County Deputy First Class Norman Lewis, a former college football player fondly known as Big Norm, died in an auto accident while searching for Lloyd. As the 2 departments mourned their fallen officers, Sergeant Clayton's casket was draped in the American flag, her colleagues underscoring the personal impact her death is having on them.
She's someone that I know very well. In fact, I hired her when I was the Orlando Police Chief to be a member of the Orlando Police Department. And at one point, we attended the same church.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
In Fort Lauderdale, the suspect in last Friday's deadly shooting at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport remains behind bars after making his first court appearance yesterday. Esteban Santiago was charged with killing 5 people and wounding 6 others. He showed no emotion as a federal magistrate judge detailed the charges, 2 of which carry the possibility of the death penalty. He told the judge he was currently unemployed and has only $5 to $10 to his name. He added that he had previously worked as a security officer and served a decade in the Army. His family says his personality changed dramatically after his last deployment to Iraq.
He started acting weird when he was in Puerto Rico, and we had let veterans know that he was having some mental problems, that he wasn't feeling all right, and they did nothing.
Court documents show Santiago has confessed to planning the attack. An investigation is also currently underway in Anchorage, Alaska, where he lived with his girlfriend before buying a one-way plane ticket to Fort Lauderdale. He is due back in court on January 17th. Meanwhile, security is being heightened at Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport as a result of those shootings in Fort Lauderdale. SRQ is increasing the presence of what they're calling tactical officers. Officers on patrol can be seen wearing bulletproof vests and carrying long guns. SRQ President and CEO Rick Piccolo says they're not taking any chances, and passengers say that the extra security is a comfort.
Pretty scary walking in and seeing police standing there with a rifle. But yeah, I feel safe.
I think the TSA agents are doing the best that they can, and there's certain situations that are just beyond, there's crazy people out there and things are going to happen, but I think they're doing an enormously great job.
SRQ says the heightened security will continue until all intel is gathered on the Fort Lauderdale incident. From there, the airport will look at whether any further changes need to be made with SRQ security. We are learning more about the shooting at a home in Sarasota on Sunday afternoon. Deputies now say a burglar forced his way into the home on Constitution Boulevard through a window while the family was out of town. When the family returned, the suspect was still there. He went into a bedroom and grabbed a baseball bat. Deputies say the homeowner then shot and killed the suspect. That suspect is identified as Glenn Edward Oliver. Deputies say he has an extensive criminal history and was recently released from prison after a 10-year sentence for robbery with a firearm and carjacking. The investigation is ongoing. Detectives say the homeowner shot in self-defense and is not facing any charges at this time. Meanwhile, an arrest has been made in what's being called a road rage shooting that happened in Northport on Friday. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is charging 24-year-old Carlos Echeverria Peña in connection with the shooting. It happened at the intersection of US 41 and River Road. Deputies say Echeverria Peña confronted a man and started punching him through his window. The victim then retrieved his gun and fired 2 shots in self-defense. Echeverria Peña was treated for 2 gunshot wounds and then booked into the Sarasota County Jail. He is charged with burglary of a conveyance with battery. Now to an update on a story we've been following for weeks about Senator Marco Rubio's request to Attorney General Pam Bondi to open investigation into the Bayside Villas apartment complex in Palmetto. According to the Bradenton Herald, Bondi's office says they can't take any action at this point in response to the treatment of residents at the complex. In a letter, the Attorney General's Director of Civil Rights says any violation must affect trade or commerce, and the Bayside Villas don't meet those requirements. Bondi's office did reach out to the Department of Housing and Urban Development to bring awareness to that situation. Meanwhile, Manatee County is looking for more disaster relief funding following Hurricane Hermine. According to the Bradenton Herald, the county will request $6.9 million in funding from the Federal Emergency Management Agency. That'll be used to restore area beaches after the hurricane caused significant erosion on Anna Maria Island. In all, the county is asking for $9 million in funding due to that hurricane damage. The county is expected to sign off on the FEMA state agreement today in order to receive the funding. Some residents in Venice can expect to see a water outage this morning. A field crew will be out replacing a hydrant on Groveland Avenue. Water will be shut off in that area as the work is done. That work expected to be done between 8 a.m. and noon today. And the affected area is the 700 and 800 blocks of Groveland Avenue. If you live in that area, you need to boil your water for consumption, not just today, but for the next 72 hours. But a popular service returns to Venice today. The city's bright red trolley will once again hit the streets. The trolley will run for 14 weeks through mid-April. It's on the road Tuesday through Sunday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's free to ride. It stops if you flag it down. It'll make a 30-minute loop with several stops, including Centennial Park, South Jetty, Venice Beach, and Venice Avenue, also stretching down to Nokomis Avenue. I think that's a great idea. Venice is such a neat downtown area, that kind of almost a planned community before those were so popular.
It was absolutely
it happened
a planned
in the
community.
30s.
Yeah, it did. It was innovative across America.
Yeah.
So it's really cool, and I guess a lot of people are kind of using that as a little sightseeing tour. You know,
I think that's a good
jump
idea.
on the bus and go around.
Some
and see
very
things.
good restaurants on that square down there, too.
Yes, there are. We have some lovely weather to get out and about and stroll downtown Sarasota or Venice or Bradenton, wherever you like. It'll be beautiful. We'll talk about that in just a minute.
Good to see those sidewalk cafes filling up. Also coming up, a Hail Mary touchdown, an upset, and an overall dramatic game. Last night's College National Championship had it all right here in the Bay Area. We're going to have the highlights and hear from the winners in case you went to bed after the break.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
Download the ABC7 My Suncoast News app from iOS and Android today.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Come meet the artists and enjoy their creations at the Sarasota Fine Art Festival. Over 100 artists and thousands of works of contemporary art in photography, glass, sculpture, jewelry, and much more. The 5th Annual Sarasota Fine Art Festival, Saturday and Sunday, January 14th and 15th on Main Street between Osprey and Orange Avenues in downtown Sarasota. Bring your love and appreciation of art to the Sarasota Fine Art Festival. For more information, visit ParagonArtEvents.com.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions Now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now, during our Winter White event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at CaliforniaClosets.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Current air temperature comes in at a very nice 49 degrees. You know, yesterday we were hovering around the upper 30s. So, I'll take 49 any day of the week. Dew point also has gone up just a little bit, and that's nice as well, because even if you do get a little bit of a breeze, you don't have really dry air that kind of cools off your skin very effectively. So that's nice. And the wind speeds have come down north-northeast at about 8. Long and short of it, it's a nicer start to the day for people who are cold sensitive. We're looking at 50 degrees Wauchula, 49 degrees in Arcadia, Mayaca at 48, Parrish at 47, 47 Bradenton, 47, Lakewood Ranch, 49 in Sarasota, 52 Venice, Inglewood, 48 degrees in Northport, and Punta Gorda comes in at 47 degrees. 53 out at Longville. A couple areas of low pressure moving along the country. Northern tier mostly this morning. There are some rain showers that stretch back into the Arklatex, but I'll tell you, they're not real strong yet. Now, maybe tomorrow they'll get a little bit stronger and start to threaten the Atlanta airport as this cold front kind of swings toward the south. High pressure, though, kind of blocks any effect from that cold front for us. I don't see any cold fronts in our future for probably another 7 to 10 days. Two cold fronts producing some pretty good snow showers for the northern Great Lakes, really stretching from anywhere from Chicago to down East Maine over the next 48 hours. And then this low pressure area not moving a whole lot, producing some mountain snow. Ski resorts are cheering this one on. Plus, again, more heavy rainfall for parts of California that have already been inundated with mudslide producing rains of totaling 10, 12 inches or more. For us, high pressure is going to be the dominant weather feature for the next several days. It means warmer today with that nice easterly wind flow, maybe switching a little bit more to the southeast, bringing in more moisture and warm temperatures. Lots of sunshine around as that high produces that sinking dome of air. When you have sinking air, you don't get clouds rising so much. So you get those small little clouds that really don't do much to block out the sunshine. Gentler winds as well, so much better boating weather. If you've been itching to get out there on the waters in the last couple of days, have not been terribly beneficial for boating. Why, today you'll start to see the winds relax. Now, it will take about 12 hours or so for those wave heights to decrease as well. You know, they always lag behind the winds. So today we'll start off with a moderate chop, and I think we'll end up with a light chop. Around our region, the visible and satellite view shows that we don't have much in the way of any kind of cloud cover across our peninsula. Over the waters, yes, there'll be a little bit of fair weather cloudiness, but nothing too terribly bad. Maybe a few scattered showers over on the Atlantic coast. Water vapor imagery showing you where the dry air is, where the moist air is, shows the moist air way far away from us. The drier air in upper levels of the atmosphere is this tan color, and it is all over Gulf waters, Florida Peninsula, Atlantic waters. That means a beautiful sunset again tonight. We've had some nice sunset shots come in. Snow showers, as I showed you on the surface map, in progress now through parts of Michigan, stretching all the way back to the Dakotas. Higher elevations of the west, and then, of course, those rain showers producing some very heavy rainfall in parts of California again today. For us, maybe we might see one or two showers try to work their way into our neck of the woods, but they are going to have a hard time doing that in all that dry air. The heaviest of the weather today will probably be around the Cleveland area. Maybe the Washington, D.C. area sees a little bit of snow showers, so if you're traveling to those two airport hubs, there may be some issues with weather. East wind comes in at about 5 to 10, increasing with a surge this evening to about 10 knots. And the weather fantastic over the next several days. Daytime highs, upper 70s, relatively low relative humidity, and the next chance of rain doesn't come till next week. Back to you.
All right, looking great. Thank you, John. Out on the roads this morning, things still looking great. Starting to see a little bit of building volume southbound on 301 through the turn in Bradenton there. Other than that, things in Bradenton looking good. Little volume on State Road 64 through downtown, but I-75 not showing any problems. Once you get into Sarasota, a little bit of a backup getting on the expressway there at Fruitville Road, but Bee Ridge and Clark Roads looking good. Starting to see building volume in both directions as expected south of downtown on Tamiami Trail. As we get into South County, I-75 accident and delay free. It is 6:19, and boy, it was a thriller in Tampa last night. The University of Alabama and Clemson, of course, going head to head once again in a rematch for the College Football National Championship. Let's start in the first quarter. Alabama gets the early lead with this touchdown by Bo Scarborough. That puts Crimson tied up by 7. They get another touchdown before Clemson even gets on the board, but it's all about the fourth quarter. Clemson comes back leading 28-24, and then Alabama answers with a touchdown. They are up 31-28. There's 2 minutes left on the clock, but the play of the game comes here. It's the last one. Clemson to the end zone. You see what happens. Quarterback Deshaun Watson finds Hunter Renfrow, and the clock ticks down. That puts Clemson ahead for the final 35-31 and a national title win.
Told my guys, hey, let's be legendary. Let's go be great. And I told myself, they left too much time on the clock. Last year they ran out the time, but this year they gave us, a little bit too much.
The flag, the pall is flying on top of that mountain tonight. We saw the top of it last year, didn't quite get there. Tonight we took that next step. It was really the only thing we hadn't done in the last 8 years, and we got it done.
Of course, you'll remember Clemson lost to Alabama in the big title game last year. This is the second time Clemson has won the national title, and the first one was in 1981. Peyton Manning and his SEC conference nemesis, former Gators coach Steve Spurrier, will go into the College Football Hall of Fame together. The rest of the new Hall of Fame class includes Heisman Trophy winner Matt Leinart, San Diego State running back Marshall Faulk, and Danny Ford, who coached Clemson to that first national championship in '81. Manning started for 4 seasons at Tennessee and set school records for yards passing and touchdown passes. But the one thing Peyton Manning never could do, beat Florida, coached at the time by Steve Spurrier. Spurrier built Florida into the SEC powerhouse from 1990 to 2001 with 6 conference titles and the school's first national championship in 1996. The Manatee County School District is expecting an increase of students transferring in because of open enrollment for high school students, which runs through the end of next week. This new state law will take effect for the coming school year for everyone. It allows student athletes to transfer schools and then cross district lines without the previous repercussions, such as sitting out a season or losing eligibility. Schools that are at capacity will not expect transfers if it were to displace any current students. The supervisor of athletics for Manatee County Schools thinks the change is a good way to give students different opportunities.
In the public school system and things like that, it's just like it's always been. They have to physically attend. The only big changes is it's kind of broadened the scope of where they have options to transfer.
Previously, students could only play for their zoned high school. Now, students in virtual or charter schools will also be allowed to choose which sports program they would like to join. More than 24 Sarasota and Manatee County schools are being recognized by the Florida Department of Education. 10 Manatee schools and 19 Sarasota schools are recognized as 5-star schools. The department says these schools are committed to incorporating family and community members into the school environment in order to enhance learning for their students. Just a few on the list: Braden River Elementary, Freedom Elementary, and Southeast High in Manatee County. In Sarasota, heads up to Fruitville Elementary, Pineview School, and Suncoast Polytech. Congratulations to everyone. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, we are still following that manhunt in Orlando where police are searching for the suspect accused of killing one of their own. We'll have more coverage after the break.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the blingiest of them all? You are, with Spectralite diamonds, all gorgeous and affordable. Only found at Creative Gems, where you always get big bling for little ching.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School, serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Robotic surgery is changing medicine. The robot has better vision than a human. You can see 10 times better magnification than the human eye, but it takes a human eye to run the machine. In fact, it takes multiple human eyes to treat a patient. We've perfected the team, we've perfected the procedure, and the more experienced the team, the better the quality outcome.
It's time to go boating, but first, don't miss the 16th Annual Charlotte County Boat Show, January 12th to the 15th at the Charlotte County Fairgrounds. Show admission is free and on-site parking is only $5. January 12th to the 15th. Visit GoBoatingFlorida.com for more information.
You love your couch and want to protect it from spills, food, and scratching, shedding pets. Introducing Couch Coat, the reversible, washable quilted cover that protects your couch. Shield against spills. Wow! Stop stains and dirty pet paws and sharp claws. Plus, it's reversible with 2 stylish colors. Guaranteed to fit any couch up to 92 inches or your money back. It even has covers to protect armrests. Machine washable too.
My grandkids destroy everything, but with Couch Coat, my couch is always protected, looking as good as it did the day I bought it.
Get your Couch Coat for just $19.99. And it's reversible in brown and cream, like 2 couch coats for the price of 1. Order right now and you can double your offer. Get a second couch coat. Just pay a separate fee. Order right now.
Call 1-800-943-0710 to get your couch coat. Call now or go to couchcoat.com. So call 1-800-943-0710. That's 1-800-943-0710. Call now.
Florida's last private island is a waterfront lifestyle like no other. This is Harbor Isle, just 5 minutes from the sugar sand beaches of Anna Maria Island. This sun-splashed paradise invites you to enjoy natural adventures and all the recreation of a tropical resort. Island coach homes and waterfront condos are now available from the high 400s. Don't miss the Luxury by the Bay event, Saturday, January 21st from noon till 4 p.m. at Harbor Isle. Water ski show, luxury cars, wine tasting, model home tours, and more.
Don't hate me because I'm blingable. Get your bling on with affordable Spectralite diamonds exclusively at Created Gems in Gold and Silver, where you always get big bling for little ching.
Welcome back at 6:26. A manhunt is underway in Orlando for the alleged killer of an Orlando police officer. ABC's Eva Pilgrim has details.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a massive manhunt. Police are searching for a man they say gunned down an Orlando officer.
We're going to bring this dirtbag to justice, and he's going to jail.
17-year veteran Sergeant Deborah Clayton was on duty outside this Walmart when a shopper alerted her that a wanted murder suspect named Markeith Lloyd was in the store.
He had a security vest on and everything. He just walked right by me, and I came out next to the side. I'm walking down the side, right past the officer. I heard her tell him to stop or whatever. He shot her. He shot her down, and he took off running.
We have one officer shot en route to Orem City.
Sergeant Clayton died at the hospital.
I can tell you that it doesn't matter where he goes. We will track him down to the ends of the earth. Trust me on that.
We'll have the latest on the search for her killer coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Diane Macedo, ABC News, New York.
With all the rush in the morning, I don't have time to hashtag my breakfast. Light and Fit non-fat yogurt drinks. Nutrition that fits my crazy life.
9 grams of protein, 90 calories, no added sugar. Light and Fit. Do what fits you.
Get an Ashley living room set for just $20 for the first 3 weeks. All without credit. Only at Rent-A-Center.
What if the sweet stevia leaf was discovered before the sugar cane? And everything had fewer calories. Truvia, life with less sugar is just as sweet.
Americans, 83% try to eat healthy, yet up to 90% fall short in getting key nutrients from food alone. Let's do more. Add One-A-Day Women's, complete with key nutrients we may need, plus it supports bone health with calcium and vitamin D. One-A-Day Women's in gummies and tablets.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
The official salon of ABC 7. Cutting Loose Salon.
Attention small business owners. Penn Funding announces the easiest and fastest business funding program, the Platinum Business Account.
We needed cash fast. Business is good, but this is an emergency.
We needed some new equipment, and the banks wouldn't help us.
At Penn Funding, we like to say, yes, you're approved. With your Platinum Business Account, you could qualify for up to $50,000 or more. This amazing new business account funding program is so effective, you could have the cash you need in just days.
I called, spoke with an agent who pre-qualified us, and connected me.
Call now for your Platinum Business Account. If you've been in business for at least 6 months, you could qualify for up to $50,000 or more in just days.
I called Penn Funding and had my money fast.
Need cash for your business? Call Penn Funding now.
Call 800-658-3433. 800-658-3433.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, President-elect Donald Trump's picks for his cabinet are in the hot seat today as Congress grills the candidates during confirmation hearings. A modern-day Robin Hood is arrested in Miami after robbing a bank. A suspect is seen giving away the stolen cash on the street. And a blast from the past, a popular rock band is taking it back to the 80s with his most recent tour.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back. It is 6:32 on a Tuesday morning. I'm Stephanie Roberts with meteorologist John Scalzi. Jacqueline Matter is under the weather, not feeling well, so we hope that she gets better soon. And Don Brennan is probably asleep if the adrenaline has worn off. He was covering the national championship game in Tampa last night, so we can't wait to hear his stories.
Oh, what an amazing night. What an amazing
Great
night.
game.
Everybody's saying just how fantastic that game was, and if you stayed up to the end of it, I'm sure you're glad you did.
Absolutely. I'm sorry I did not, simply because it was a great game. And for the record, I am not wearing orange because of Clemson. I've already been asked that, and that was simply a coincidence. But since they did win, I'm proud to sport the orange today.
Yeah, it sounded like it could have gone either way right up into the last minute there.
Absolutely, it could have.
Two amazing teams, just real powerhouses.
And if you're a crabby Big Ten fan like me, you were just there to watch the game. So.
Beautiful weather for it, and last weather again this morning as you're heading out the door. You're going to find temperatures running around 10 degrees warmer than they were 24 hours ago. So all in all, we are looking for a beautiful start to the day. 49 degrees the air temperature currently. Dew points a little higher as well, and the wind speeds are down northeast now, coming in at about 8. This afternoon, we'll probably make it up to probably around 72 or 3 degrees. Lovely afternoon in store. Complete forecast details in a minute.
All right, looks great. You'll be able to leave that heavy coat at home this morning, and it looks like you may need to get out the door a little bit earlier if you're heading south on 301. We're starting to see that building volume now in the typical spots there as you go in between Bradenton and Sarasota. I-75 still a good choice at this hour, not showing the slowdowns even in the University construction zone. Things moving well. Building volume eastbound on Fruitville Road. Bee Ridge moving well. A little bit of a backup on Clark as you get on I-75 in the eastbound direction, but I-75 itself still accident and delay free all the way into South County. Looks like a good start traffic-wise for our Tuesday. It is 6:33, and topping our news this morning, President-elect Donald Trump says he is optimistic about his cabinet picks as the first Senate confirmation hearings begin today, 10 days before he takes office. But the nominees are expected to face some tough questions on everything from conflicts of interest to race relations and Russia. ABC's Karen Travers has more from Washington.
Donald Trump's cabinet picks gearing up for a congressional grilling. On the hot seat today, retired Marine General John Kelly tapped to be Secretary of Homeland Security, and Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions, Trump's choice for Attorney General. Sessions' hearing could be confrontational. 31 years ago, he was rejected for a federal judgeship over allegations he made racist remarks, charges he forcefully denies.
I am not a racist.
At least 9 of Trump's cabinet picks facing confirmation hearings this week, and 4 still have outstanding issues in the vetting process. That involves handing over personal financial information, an FBI background check, and answering congressional committee questionnaires. Republicans dismissing Democrats' concerns.
Yeah, everybody will be properly vetted.
But 8 years ago, Republican leader Mitch McConnell sent this letter asking for the vetting process for President Obama's nominees to be finished before confirmation hearings. On Monday, the Senate Democratic leader sent McConnell's 2009 letter back to him with the names changed.
The very things McConnell thought were necessary for nominations we're asking for, and now they're denying it.
One position that does not require Senate confirmation, senior advisor to the president. Trump announcing his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, will be working closely by his side in the West Wing, raising eyebrows and questions about potential ethical conflicts.
Well, we'll talk about that on Wednesday.
And today, President Obama delivers his farewell address in Chicago. Aides say it will be a reflection on his presidency and a call to action. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
As Karen just mentioned, President Obama will say his final goodbye tonight to the nation he has served for the past 8 years. He is holding his farewell speech in his home city of Chicago, just 10 days before leaving the White House. The president is expected to defend his signature health care law once more and also make the case that his administration put the economy back on track after the Great Recession. One Obama insider says the president will make a series of admonitions likely aimed at President-elect Donald Trump, including calls for celebrating diversity and being respectful of critics. The man convicted of killing 9 people in a Charleston, South Carolina church rested his death penalty case. Dylan Roof did not call any witnesses to the stand yesterday. He also did not provide any evidence to convince the jury to spare his life. This after 4 days of emotional testimony from the victim's family members. The judge excused the jury for the day, and Roof asked permission for his standby counsel to represent him for the charge conference, which the judge granted. Closing statements are expected today. A suspected bank robber reportedly went on a bizarre crime spree that has authorities confused about his motive. It happened in South Beach. According to police, the suspect kidnapped an Uber driver, claimed to have a bomb, was taped on Facebook Live talking about World War III, and then gave away the cash he's believed to have stolen. Later in the day, video was taken of the suspect standing on a car passing out the money. Investigators are still trying to sort out all these weird details.
So there was a lot of components, a lot of threats made, which we are investigating in conjunction with federal authorities.
2 men were taken into custody by the FBI. It is believed that they were involved in the bank robbery. No bomb was ever found despite the threat. In New Jersey, state police say 1 man is injured after a 50-pound dumbbell came crashing through the window of his SUV. Troopers are now trying to determine exactly how that happened and where that dumbbell could have come from. Investigators say a 75-year-old man was injured during the incident and is lucky to be alive. He was flown to a hospital with just serious injuries. His wife in the SUV was uninjured. Police believe that dumbbell likely came from another vehicle or was thrown over one of the overpasses near the crash site. There were more than 200 crashes, nearly 70 injuries, and 5,000 tickets written last year in Florida as a result of people failing to move over for emergency vehicles. It's a state law. Drivers are required to move over 1 lane when police, emergency vehicles, tow trucks, utility vehicles, or even garbage trucks are on the shoulder. If traffic is too heavy to move over, you must slow down to 20 miles an hour below the posted speed limit when you pass that emergency vehicle. The Florida Highway Patrol hopes to make more drivers aware of this law during its 2nd annual Move Over Florida campaign.
It is very scary to be on the side of the road and to have that car pass you by at full speed without slowing down or not taking the initiative to move over. It's our safety out there. We all want to make it back home to our families.
Florida's Move Over law is a primary offense, and that means that you can be pulled over for failing to do it, even if you have done nothing else wrong. After a successful run to the Florida House of Representatives, Sarasota's Joe Gruters is already making waves in Tallahassee. Representative Gruters is announcing the first bill he plans to file will focus on limiting abortions after 20 weeks into a pregnancy. While all the details of this bill have not yet been released, the bill will challenge the Supreme Court's ruling that allows abortions up to 24 weeks. Grutter says his goal is to protect life from elected abortions once the fetus can reportedly feel pain.
Medical science has proven that children inside the womb can feel pain starting at 20 weeks. If we could save 10 children, to me, my whole career as a member of the State House would be worth it to be able to pass a bill like this.
We firmly believe that we should follow the law of the Constitution, which shows that women have the right to privacy and the right to an abortion up to 24 weeks, which is what Roe v. Wade states. And again, it's up to a doctor and a woman and her family to make that decision, not a politician.
Grutter says the bill will officially be filed Friday. 15 other states already have a similar law. Planned Parenthood says after they review this document, they will decide what to do next. The U.S. and Cuba are teaming up to prevent future oil spills. Both countries are signing an agreement to clean up oil spills in the Gulf of Mexico and the Florida Straits. The agreement calls on both countries to establish a bilateral operations plan in the event of a spill or other pollution in waters the two countries share. It also minimizes potential pollution in the Caribbean. The agreement is just another step in the Obama administration's efforts to solidify its relationship with Cuba before the Trump administration takes over. Punta Gorda Airport is once again expanding travel destinations. Allegiant Airlines has announced it will begin a new non-stop route from Punta Gorda to Louisville, Kentucky. The airline will start flights on May 25th, and the planes will fly back and forth twice a week. In October, Frontier Airlines began service to Punta Gorda. Happening today, Governor Rick Scott will pay a visit to the Tampa Bay area. He's expected to make an announcement aimed at higher education. The announcement will be made at the USAA building at 10:30 this morning. In the past, Scott created the governor's $10,000 degree challenge. It was an effort to make college more affordable. No word if that challenge will play into today's announcement. Well, speaking of expenses, we know raising a child can be expensive, but just how pricey can it get? According to new figures from the Department of Agriculture, it can cost $233,610 to raise a child. That is $14,000 a year. This estimated cost is from birth through the age of 17. It does include housing, food, transportation, health care, education, and clothing. And that is just the average cost for a middle-class family with 2 kids. This price goes up for families in more urban areas. I am tempted to post this on my refrigerator when the next request for, tickets and clothes and
Put the payback schedule out there.
Exactly. This is what you cost me a month. I'm not going over it.
You know, funny enough, though, that's about the same as what we spend on fast food as Americans in the U.S. over the course of a lifetime.
That's amazing.
So,
a much better investment, I think, to raise a child.
The more fun. Most of the time. We have
most days.
Most days. We have some pleasant weather for you this afternoon. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
Are you paying too much for your cable or satellite TV? The U.S. government passed a bill mandating free over-the-air digital transmission of all broadcast network television channels. That means with the new TV Freeway digital antenna, you can get free HD programming from your favorite broadcast networks 24/7 without a bill. You just plug it into the back of your TV and start watching all of your favorite broadcast programs for free. There are no contracts to sign, no hidden fees, and no monthly fees. Just free HD broadcast TV. Take it with you anywhere. Call or go online now to get your TV Freeway stick for the incredibly low price of only $14.99. But wait, call or click now and you can get a second TV Freeway stick for a second TV. Just pay a separate fee, but you have to order right now.
Call 1-800-809-5196 to get your TV Freeway. Call now or go to tvfreeway.com. So call 1-800-809-5196. This offer's not in any store. Call now.
Come meet the artists and enjoy their creations at the Sarasota Fine Art Festival. Over 100 artists and thousands of works of contemporary art in photography, glass, sculpture, jewelry, and much more. The 5th Annual Sarasota Fine Art Festival. Saturday and Sunday, January 14th and 15th on Main Street between Osprey and Orange Avenues in downtown Sarasota. Bring your love and appreciation of art to the Sarasota Fine Art Festival. For more information, visit ParagonArtEvents.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
I support Goodwill because when I donate or shop, I have the power. The power to change lives.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now, during our Winter White event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
If you're a visitor heading back north, temperatures in the deep south are looking pretty cool this morning. 26 degrees in Charlotte, Atlanta at 32, Tupelo coming in at 48, New Orleans at 55, Tallahassee at 31. We're doing better. We're at 49 degrees, about 10 degrees warmer than we were last night. And certainly if you live in Minneapolis, St. Paul, that looks very attractive. They're at 28 degrees this morning. Chicago's at 36. They're going to get some snow flurries today. Billings coming in at 7, doesn't get much colder than that. Well, it does get much colder than that, actually. But you'll notice this kind of bubble of warm air heading north. 61 degrees right now in Texas. And I think as we head into the next day or two, a series of low-pressure areas moving along the northern tier is going to promote some of that warm air lifting north through the deep south. 49 degrees, our air temperature. Dew point coming in at 46. A little warmer than it was yesterday in the dew point value, meaning there's more moisture in our air. And even when the wind blows a little bit, the air not being as dry as it was 24 hours ago is a little less effective at producing any kind of a wind chill effect. And the air temperature is too warm to really be talking about wind chills right now. East-northeast coming in at about 8. High pressure, the dominant weather feature for us. And what this is doing is producing that bubble of warm air that I just showed you in Texas. The circulation around it, producing a more southerly flow, really kind of feeding into the showers that are associated with this cold front moving toward the east. Eventually, this cold front will produce some pretty good rain showers through parts of the deep south, maybe creating some airport delays at the Atlanta airport into tonight through tomorrow as that front carves its way toward the east. It certainly will produce some snow showers from Chicago on up through areas of upstate New York and down east Maine. And back to the west, another low pressure area producing California showers again, as well as some mountain snows. Now, the thing is, neither of those low-pressure areas will bother us because of that high-pressure ridge sitting over the state of Florida. And that means for us a lot of sunshine. That'll give us warmer temperatures today, lots of sun, and gentler winds as well as that high kind of settles in more directly over us. So with the gentler winds, with lots of sun, I think we'll probably see temperatures climbing up pretty close to the 80-degree mark in a day or two, maybe not even that long. And so we're heading for some pretty nice weather. As far as the rainfall futurecast goes, I think we're going to stay dry around here, though we'll have to watch for a few of these showers, maybe making their way into interior sections over the next several days. The heartier DeSoto. East wind coming in at 5 to 10 today. Pretty nice day for boating out there on open water. Shouldn't see much inclement weather, but it'll take about 12 hours for those wave heights to come down just a little bit from a moderate chop to a light chop. And we're near 80 by the time we hit Thursday, and we stay there for a while. Back to you.
All right, looks good. Thank you, John. We are still having good traffic conditions this morning. Building volume over the bridges in Bradenton, but no major slowdowns at this point. State Road 70 picking up in volume in the eastbound direction. I-75, though, looking good through Manatee County, including the University construction zone. In Sarasota, a little bit of heavy traffic on northbound out of town on 301, but Fruitville, Bee Ridge, Clark roads all moving pretty well. Not much of a backup getting on the expressways. I-75 looking great through South County. We are accident and delay free in both directions. It is 6:49, and new research finds surprising benefits from exercising even less than the recommended amounts. Weekend warriors, you know, those of us who pack our workouts into 1 or 2 sessions a week, actually lowered their risk of dying over roughly the next decade nearly as much as people who exercise more often. Guidelines recommend 150 minutes of moderate exercise a week, but the study found that exercising less than that amount or less often still lowers the risk of premature death by about 30% compared to people who get no physical activity. U2 will play the entirety of its classic 1987 album, The Joshua Tree, at each stop during a summer stadium tour. It's all to celebrate the 30th anniversary of its release. The Joshua Tree became the band's first chart-topping album in the U.S. It has sold 25 million copies worldwide, and the North American leg of that tour kicks off May 12th. If you're a U2 fan, listen up. The band is in Tampa in June, and concert tickets go on sale next Tuesday. Mark the calendar. Wayne Brady is about to get his shot in Hamilton. In Chicago, producers of the hit musical said Monday that the comedian and game show host will play Aaron Burr from January 17th until April 9th at the Private Bank Theater in Chicago. Brady won a Primetime Emmy Award for Whose Line Is It Anyway? And a Daytime Emmy Award as host of his own talk show, The Wayne Brady Show. Brady will take over Burr from Tony Award nominee Joshua Henry. And those tickets are going fast. I've checked. Stay with us. We'll be right back. It is 6:51.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. Download the ABC 7 My Suncoast News app from iOS and Android today.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
You love your couch and want to protect it from spills, food, and scratching, shedding pets. Introducing Couch Coat, the reversible, washable quilted cover that protects your couch. Shield against spills. Wow! Stop stains and dirty pet paws and sharp claws. Plus, it's reversible with 2 stylish colors. Guaranteed to fit any couch up to 92 inches or your money back. It even has covers to protect armrests. Machine washable too.
My grandkids destroy everything, but with Couch Coat, my couch is always protected, looking as good as it did the day I bought it.
Get your Couch Coat for just $19.99, and it's reversible in brown and cream, like 2 couch coats for the price of 1. Order right now, and you can double your offer. Get a second Couch Coat. Just pay a separate fee. Order right now.
Call 1-800-943-0710 to get your couch coat. Call now or go to couchcoat.com. So call 1-800-943-0710. That's 1-800-943-0710. Call now.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
It's time to go boating, but first, don't miss the 16th annual Charlotte County Boat Show, January 12th to the 15th at the Charlotte County Fairgrounds. Show admission is free and on-site parking is only $5. January 12th to the 15th. Visit GoBoatingFlorida.com for more information.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Flooring Depot has been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties for over 20 years with the best products and installation. Flooring Depot offers carpet, tile, hardwood, and more. Before you buy, give us a try. Stop by our showroom or visit us on the web at bestvaluecarpet.com.
6:55, nice start on the roadways this morning. No major problems, though we're seeing slowdowns over the bridge both directions in Palmetto. Also 41 southbound a little slower. 301 looks like a better pick in Manatee County. I-75 looks great, though. Manatee into Sarasota counties, no major delays. In fact, Sarasota's quiet this morning. Fruitville, Bee Ridge, Clark roads all moving well, and we're not seeing any problems in South County. Weather sure is nice, John.
Yeah, some people may still want to wear a light jacket or sweater as they head out the door, but I'll tell you what, we're running around 10 degrees warmer than we did yesterday, and without the winds, it feels a whole lot more comfortable. Daytime highs will respond to a lot of sunshine, getting us up into the low 70s, and over the next several days, that warm-up will continue with temperatures near the 80-degree mark by the time we hit Thursday, and I'll tell you what, they stay there through the weekend.
You know, this is kind of the weather that has something for everybody. The mornings and evenings are cool, and then that afternoon sun fires up for some great weather, even beach weather, it looks like by the end of the week.
Yeah, I think so, and we don't have the red tide problems now, and the winds are generally southeast, which is a nice wind for boaters as well, so all in all, it's shaping up to be a beautiful week. Nice having you here this morning.
Good to be here this
morning. Stop in anytime
morning.
you like at 5 a.m.
I'm happy to. Don't usually have any other plans at 5 a.m., so nice to be with everyone here. Good Morning America is coming up next. Have a great day.